Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 Create a World video. So this is episode 31, and today we are working on two different lots in Plymouth Isle. So the first one we're working on here is a restaurant lot. Now, I wasn't going to build a restaurant initially because the only way to really do it in a realistic way is to use the business as usual bistro set from the Sims 3 store, but that was like 1800 sim points or whatever. I don't know what that translates to in actual money, but I wasn't really interested in having to buy that set. And I know that I got some comments in the previous episode, I believe, suggesting that I make a cafeteria lot and use the drink synthesizer from Into the Future. And what I was actually going to do is build some sort of, store or whatever, just something kind of more generic. And then I thought, well, I'll look at the Sims 3 store and I'll see if how much the bistro set is, because I do kind of want to make a restaurant. So I went on to the sims3.com. It's like the first time I've been on that website in forever because I don't use the exchange anymore. I've been using simfileshare.net because I kind of prefer it. It's a little bit quicker and easier to deal with, and yeah, I just prefer it over the exchange. And yeah, so I haven't been using the sims3.com in a long time, or I haven't been there in a long time. But anyway, so I saw that there's like a little icon there, like in the top, saying like I've been gifted something. I was like, oh, really? So it turns out someone gifted me the stove from the Business as Usual Bistro set. So that was incredibly convenient because I was at that moment looking at the set. So yeah, so I don't have the whole set, but I do have that one stove. And I really want to thank the person who gifted me that item. And it only took me a week to find out that I was gifted that. So, not terrible time-wise. It was lucky I even checked the website because I might not have even checked. But the person who gifted me the object has kind of a strange username. It's just a bunch of letters and numbers. It looks kind of like a product code, but I guess I'll just say it anyway because I might as well. 6MC2CEAPALCCQA. Yeah, I don't know what kind of username that is. It sounds like a product code, which is a little unusual, but thank you anyway. It's very nice of you to gift me that item. I really appreciate it. And yeah, now because of your generosity, this lot has been created. So yeah, so basically the way it works is there's a oven kind of item, a stove item, and also a menu item that goes along with it. It's kind of just like a little menu that goes on each table. And when your sim walks in, I have in fact play tested this lot, so it does work. So when your sim goes in, they basically just can, they actually have to hire a chef at the oven. So you click on the oven and you click hire chef, and then you have to set a menu. So I think you click on the oven again, and then you just choose from a list of what food items you want on the menu. Then you can go to any of the tables, and you can just click on the menu and click place order, and the chef will come. They will take the order, they'll go to the kitchen, they'll make the food, and they'll come back with the food. So it's kind of strange how it works, but it does work, which is good. So yeah, this restaurant here that I'm building is on lot number 8. Lot number 8. It's at the very end of the wharf here by the ferry terminal, and I wasn't going to build a 3-story building here. I kind of wanted all the buildings, past halfway point on the wharf to be just 1-story buildings, kind of like the Elixir consignment store is next to it. But I broke my own plan here, I kind of broke my own rule there, and ended up making this 3-story building, which is of course quite a bit larger than I was planning on doing, but I think it turned out really well. I just felt like for the style I was going for, it needed to have a little bit more height than just being a 1-story building. And I also wanted to have that outdoor balcony space with the trellis and everything. So yeah, I really like how that turned out. And this building is, it works pretty well, I think, with the style. The green roof, maybe not so much, fits with the style of the world, but I put the kind of cedar or wood shake siding on there, And I kind of have this interesting brick pattern as well. And I went for kind of a green color scheme as well for like the whole building. So kind of going off of that roof, I ended up using the green awning. The windows don't stay green, that's just the default color they're in. But there's lots of green accents. I put in some nice umbrellas and outdoor seating and stuff, and it all kind of matches. It's very nice. The second lot I'm going to be doing in this episode is going to be a local watering hole, which is a type of bar that came with late night. And that's going to be in a converted warehouse, kind of in the industrial area in the world. So you'll see that when we get to it, which will be about halfway through the episode. But that lot, speaking of a bar, in the last episode, episode 30, I did the tavern, and I made it kind of a part hangout lot and part live performance venue from Showtime. And I've been told in the comments of that video that apparently it won't function as a live performing venue because it's missing some objects that will have I guess audience members, kind of like these little kind of invisible objects you're supposed to place. I plan on going back. I'll go back and revisit that lot after I'm finished with all the other lots. I mean, really, there's not much more to do. So before I release the world with all the community lots, I'm actually going to go through any of them that need any sort of tweaks. Starting with episode 24, starting with the library, I began putting in these little skip level markers in all the freeze levels, but all the builds I did before then, from episode, I guess, 9, well, those are rabbit holes, but, any other builds I did that were community lots, before episode 24, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put those things in, and any other small tweaks that any of those lots need. Like, I already have made changes to some of them and updated the download links a while ago, but I do plan on doing that, so I will revisit that lot. And there's other things I want to kind of tweak with that lot as well, because the front entrance, not the front entrance, but the kind of covered area is not centered with the windows, which now bugs me now that I think about it. So yeah, I'm going to go back and do some tweaks to some of the lots, and I'm going to update. That was good. I'm going to update the download links in each individual episode, and then I think when I release the world with all of the community lots included, which is going to be very soon, because we're nearly at that point, I'm probably going to also of course offer a blank version of the world, and then I'll offer each of the lots individually. I'll probably have that on the download page for the world as well, so those will all be there as well with the updated download links. So if you are still interested in downloading the blank version, and I would say that, the blank version does have advantages because you can pick and choose which community lots you want that way, or if you still want to build your own, because all of these community lots I've built from episode 9 all the way till now, I haven't placed any limit on my, on what expansions packs I use, what store content I use, what stuff packs I use, which means that it's likely that there's going to be at least some item, whether minor or major, that in each lot that you download that's going to be replaced. And in the case of rabbit hole lots, that can be kind of a problem. But of course, even if you download a rabbit hole lot that has an expansion pack rabbit hole on it, you can still switch it out anyway, but I'm still going to be offering them separately. And also, actually, speaking of rabbit holes, and also on the subject of updating lots that I did a little while ago, I plan on fixing the laboratory lot from episode 11, because I've been getting a few comments about how people will download that lot and there won't be a rabbit hole on it. And that's because I accidentally used the rabbit hole from I think Lucky Palms, which looks almost the same as the base game one, and I didn't realize that it was a store content item, because sometimes, I think especially now, it's not the store, there's no icon saying that it's a store content item in games, so I don't really know sometimes. And when you filter by base game only, I think it still includes store content, which is annoying. But anyway, I can fix that, and that will be fixed before the release of the world with all the lots included. Anyway, to talk about the lot here, you may have noticed on the first floor I put some booths in. As you can kind of see them there. I really like them. There's 2 booths. They're not functional. They don't work. Your Sims cannot sit in them, but there's so many other chairs. There's so much seating in this restaurant. And, to be honest, it's probably going to be empty most of the time. So, yeah, there's plenty of seating. That's not really a problem, but I just liked the look of the booths. So even though they're non-functional, they just look really cool. So, yeah. And then on the first floor, you have the kitchen, you have the bar area, there's like the booths and like a bunch of other seating. The second floor kind of has this overlooking area. It's kind of void that looks down onto the first floor, which is kind of cool. And you also have some more seating there. You have the bathrooms up there, and then also the access to the balconies is on the second floor. And then the third floor, I was originally going to leave it blank, but I decided to just put kind of like a special kind of room for like parties, or like, if you have like a large group of people, like say it's like a birthday or like a wedding or something being hosted here. I have 2 tables on the third floor in that room, and they each, I think, can have 8 people at them. So, if you have like a group of 16, I guess, and there's room up there for them. There's also a second bar up there as well. It's kind of like in this more private room for events and parties and stuff like that. So that's what the top level is kind of designed for. So that was the thinking behind it. And here I'm recoloring everything. The main color scheme for this place is just kind of gray, kind of like a soft creamish white color, and then a green kind of as well. So I really like the way it turned out. I think it's kind of a cool, kind of relaxing color scheme. Now this is one of many restaurants or many places your Sims can eat in the world. Because I was thinking about what to do for the last 2 lots, and yeah, I'm probably not going to do another restaurant type of thing because there's already 2 actually 3 restaurant rabbit holes. I have the normal bistro, and then I have the diner, and then there's the another bistro that's kind of like part of the office building, and I used that, even though I know it's like a duplicate bistro, it's because I wanted that rabbit hole as the office building and just happened to have a bistro with it as well. So there's 2 bistros, there's a diner, there's also the cafe that I built in the last episode. So that is a place Sims can get food. It's more kind of snacks and pastries, but it's another place Sims can get food. And then there's also the tavern I built, which, Sims can't actually get food there, but that and the bar kind of are like, it's more like drinks there, but it's still kind of like a place where you can get food served. And then there's this restaurant here. So yeah, a lot of kind of food-based lots. So probably we'll just be doing some stores, I think, for the next 2 lots. So yeah, there's actually the next 2 lots will be in the next episode, and those will be the last 2 community lots in the world. So yeah, this is, I guess, the penultimate episode of Plymouth Isle, so we're really close. Now, of course, even though the series will technically be ending once I finish building all the community lots, I'm still going to be working on all the houses for the world. So the creation process of this world will kind of continue through my house design series. So yeah, don't worry, there's going to be no shortage of videos, kind of working on lots in this world. So yeah, there's still a lot to do. There's still, even if all the community lots are going to be done, in the next week, there's still going to be a lot of houses to do as well for the world. So yeah, don't worry. It's not coming to an end just yet. So yeah, but anyway, I just did the kitchen just then. So the kitchen, of course, has the kind of stove item from the store that makes this whole lot functional. So, I would recommend probably buying that if you want to actually use this lot. I don't know how much it costs by itself, but since it's sold separately as an individual item, I can't imagine it's too atrocious. Too atrociously expensive, because I know some of the store content is ridiculous how expensive it is, especially at the point now where the game is over 10 years old. You think maybe they could like lessen off at the prices, but no, of course not. But yeah, so like I would recommend it. It's kind of cool. Probably not something I would really use very often, but it's cool that it actually does work, and you can see all the menus right now I'm placing on the tables. Those are essential as well. And there's also, you can see plenty of outdoor seating with the umbrellas and everything, both on the ground and on the second level there. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. But I think we're actually going to be done with that. Actually, not quite yet. There's still some more to do, but we're getting near to the end of this build. Then we'll have the watering hole next. So, the video is not ending yet, but just this lot. But anyway, that's the kind of party room, entertainment room, special events room, whatever you want to call it. We're in it right now. I'm putting a piece of art on the wall there. So yeah, that's that. And I think all that's really left is the bathrooms. So there's 2 bathrooms here. One is just like a single person at a time sort of situation, because there wasn't really enough room to fit in stalls, and I didn't want them all blocking the windows. So this one here ends up having stalls in it. But, I thought like there's a lot of seating at this restaurant, probably should have a little bit of a bigger bathroom. So yeah, but anyway, those are the bathrooms. Pretty much the same looking though. Kind of matching the kitchen there with the same kind of tiles and stuff. And now I'm just going to do some details, so just like the under roof bits, and I'm going to paint in like the area here black, and I'm also going to put a skip level marker in that area as well, so that you can just easily, in live mode, just skip right past it. You don't have to like go up and down so many levels, which is nice. I also put these nice little planter boxes out here. I also put flower boxes on this build too, which I really like. I've never used them before. They're from the store, I believe, but they look really nice, which is great. And I also put, I think off camera, once I finish this build, I put in a little like table where like the host or hostess would stand at. So like when you enter the restaurant, theoretically, of course, it doesn't work this way, but there would be like someone there to seat you. And I also put like some nice plants there on that trellis, which I really like the look of that. I think it looks really good. And here I'm just going to get that skip level marker. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that lot. So we're going to move on now to the local watering hole. So I was trying to figure out like what kind of bar to put in, because last episode we did the hangout, which is a very generic kind of bar situation. But with late night, of course, there was so many different options. There's like a dive bar, there's the local watering hole, there's a sports bar, and then there's like a special clubs. I think it's like poolside club, exclusive clubs, like vampire clubs. There's like a lot of things. So I decided to go. Well, first of all, I kind of looked at Sims Wiki to see kind of the ranking of these different types and what's like really different about them. So it turns out the dive bar is the lowest bar, and they're kind of like ranked by the level of what do you call it? The level of the celebrity level. That's it. They're like the bars are kind of ranked by the celebrity level of like Sims that will actually visit. So the dive bar is like everyone. I think the local watering hole is a step above it, but still pretty much everyone. So pretty much everyone can come in. Anyone can come into this bar. You don't have to have a special celebrity level. Oh, and also I'm just gonna go off topic here for a second, but I really love this ramp I put in here. So this is how you get in the front door. So it's kind of like this nice ramp. I think it's really cool. Anyway, yeah. So I went with a dive bar. No, I didn't. I went with a local watering hole, not a dive bar. I want something a little bit better, but still kind of near the bottom. I did put in a VIP room. I think I set it as like requiring that you're a level 2 celebrity. But of course you can also bribe your way in as well. I set the bribe limit low. Of course you can also change it as well to be whatever you want. But yeah, but any normal person can walk in, so you have to have like kind of like a 2 out of 5 rating celebrity to get into the VIP area, which really isn't that special, but it's there. And yeah, so this building is meant to look like a converted warehouse. That was the whole idea. I was going to actually name the episode Converted Warehouse and have this as the thumbnail, but I changed my mind because I actually built I built this first actually, and then I built the restaurant, which I actually liked more, so I thought, we'll make that the thumbnail. It's kind of a more attractive building, but still, I really like the way this turned out. It's just like the whole kind of vibe of it is kind of very much what I was going for, and I'm building this in the industrial area. So this is right across the street from the kind of criminal hideout building. It's right by the junkyard and the science or the lab, the science center, the laboratory. So it fits in really well. It's kind of starting to, add a little bit more detail to this area because it was kind of empty for a while. I haven't been in this kind of area since episode 11, so it's been a long time. And right next to this lot is actually another community lot, and I'm not going to build anything on it. I'm going to leave it empty. So when you download the world, or I guess if you download the world, you can build whatever you want there. The reason I'm leaving it empty is because, well, I feel like I don't need to build any more community lots in this world. I've made plenty, that's for sure. Definitely more than I even needed to do. And I just would be making probably another bar, which, I don't really want to do that. So I'm leaving it empty also because there's no other empty community lots in the world at all. I've actually filled them all out. So normally worlds would have like a variety of empty community lots. This one has one, but I guess there's technically two because I designed one of the houseboats to be a community lot, and I'm not building that out either. So, you can also build something off that port that I did. I think that was episode 25. Yeah, episode 25. I did the port for the community houseboat. So the community houseboat lot. So you can also do that as well. So I guess that kind of counts as two. So yeah, but I'm going to leave that lot empty. And this one here is kind of doing a good job kind of anchoring the entrance to the industrial area, and it adds a little bit more. It kind of makes it like there's something going on here. And it's a pretty big building, and I guess it would have made sense probably to make this bar the kind of live performance venue compared to making the tavern that, because as we know, I guess if you've watched the previous episode, you'd know the tavern is very small. But I didn't think of it, and I built that one first, so it is what it is, I guess. And when I say I'm going to go back and revisit lots, I'm not completely redoing them, so yeah, just making small tweaks. And I really like the way this turned out as it is, so I don't want to completely change it all up just so I can fit in a massive stage for performing situations. So I'm not doing that, but it would have made more sense the other way around, but it's okay. It is what it is. The main kind of exterior materials for this building is this kind of brick, and then also this kind of rusty corrugated metal. And the area where the cars are here, you can see is the loading dock. At least that's the intended purpose of that area. So there's two garage doors there. That's where like trucks would come and unload, because it's meant to be a warehouse, of course. And then I'm also just doing all these kind of details here with the brick that kind of go around. I also have the corrugated metal roof as well that kind of gives that vibe of being kind of an industrial building. This building is built on lot number 116, and like the restaurant, there will be a download link in the description below, so you can download this and place it in your game as well, and yeah, you can place it on lot 116. And as you can see, this lot actually does have some terrain kind of stuff going on, so like the back corner there is kind of, the building kind of goes into the terrain, so you may have noticed that, which is kind of interesting, a little bit different than having just a flat lot. And I'm also using actually this cinder block texture as well, kind of to go along with the brick and the corrugated metal. So that kind of acts as just like another element there, which I think is kind of cool. So I just have that, and I'm also replacing these windows, or yeah, I replace them with a different color window. But yeah, plenty of windows, a lot of warehouses I've built. Well, I guess more factories kind of have a lot of windows. Warehouses, I think, don't tend to have windows, but it's just a generic industrial building that's kind of like a factory, kind of like a warehouse. I'm calling it a warehouse, but it is what it is, so don't get too hung up in the details. But yeah, it has a lot of windows, which is nice from the inside. And it is 3 stories. I'm only using the first 2 floors. The third floor I left empty. So, if you download this, you can do whatever you want with the third floor, but I didn't do anything with it. I just kind of put a staircase that goes up to it and kind of roped it off. So, yeah, there is still that space up top. And yeah, the second floor is mostly kind of like open to the first floor, although I did kind of fill in some of the area there so I can fit some things in. But yeah, the first floor has the main stuff. There's a dance floor. There's 2 bars actually, and there's a small stage with some musical equipment on there, or musical instruments on there. So your Sims can kind of have if your Sims are in a band, I think that's a thing, they can perform here as well. Obviously not in a Showtime sense, but it kind of works. So anyway, this is the fire escape in the front, so I thought that'd be kind of a nice detail to have on this building. So yeah, this is a kind of simple fire escape there. And yeah, here you can see the open, kind of open area there. I'm going to actually enclose probably half of that, so the second floor will actually be usable. But anyway, so just doing some stuff. The inside is all brick, and I think the second floor there's all corrugated, I guess. And here I'm just going to get kind of a concrete tile sort of thing on the outside and inside of the first floor here, just kind of as just kind of as a nice flooring there. It's a little bit more interesting than just being plain concrete. And I also fenced in the whole lot here with this kind of chain link fence, and I'm going to do some kind of overgrown landscaping intentionally, of course, because I want it to look a little bit more rough around the edges, because again, it is supposed to be like a converted warehouse that, was like abandoned for a while, and then they came in and made it a bar, like, so it's not like immaculate. It's not the goal here. The goal is kind of more grungy, a little bit more rundown. It is in the industrial area after all, so I thought that would make sense. So that's why there's kind of like a lot of overgrowth a little bit. It's kind of also playing off of the criminal hideout I built back in episode 11, which is right across the street. So it kind of has kind of elements of that, though not quite to that extreme. And I don't have like dead trees or random crap, but it's still kind of along that vein. Being a little bit more overgrown. But anyway, here I'm just putting in a bunch of plants and stuff just all around the sides. So just doing that, and plenty of plants here, some ferns and stuff, all the kind of plants I've been using in the world. And yeah, so that's basically it. Doing some dirt terrain paint as well. There's about, I guess, 3 parking spots out on this building. I actually left them all filled in, so there's really no place for your sim to park. I guess the cars have to go in their inventory. Whoops, whatever. It's fine. It looks good. I like it. I thought it was kind of cool to use the loading dock area as a parking lot, kind of an interesting idea there. And here I'm just doing some recoloring. I'm also going to recolor underneath the fire escape there, just with the same kind of metal texture. And also the stairs, recoloring those. I'm going to get in like a railing here. So the stairs have railings, which is always good. So just doing that. And also recoloring those stairs. And what more? I guess I found the place for the stairs to go to the 3rd floor back there. And yeah, so you can see the way that the 3rd floor is kind of just sectioned off there. I will put some like ropes around the stairs as well, so Sims can't actually use them. It's kind of intentional. And here, getting in some flooring. I actually change that flooring later, make it a little bit darker. And here I'm just finding a door to put to the 3rd floor room. So just looking for something. There it is. There's the door, so that just goes to that room, and I kind of rope it off there, as you can see. So yeah, and I also rope it off down there as well, so it's double roped off. Really, really big no-no to go in there. Anyway, those are the bathrooms, so just putting some windows at the bathrooms. That little windowless room in the corner is actually going to be the VIP room. I wasn't actually going to do anything with it, but I decided why not? Why not just make a VIP room? Might as well. And actually you enter in through the loading dock and kind of walk down past these garage doors. So you kind of have this more dramatic entrance kind of through this hallway, but it's also kind of an area where people can wait in line, because I do put a rope for a bouncer by the archway. So yeah, people can wait in line indoors that way, but also they can go down the ramp if there's a long line. Anyway, putting in the bathroom doors there. And that's the stage for the musical instruments, and then I also put in the dance floor right in the middle, so there it is. And I get this kind of fun disco light on the wall as well, or on the ceiling, I guess. And I also get in a dartboard, and I get in a foosball table, I get in a shuffleboard table. I actually end up moving the shuffleboard table, I think, off camera because it doesn't end up fitting there, or it does fit there, but the roof actually from the loading dock area comes through the wall a little bit. You can't see it, but it doesn't let Sims use it, so oh well. But I do actually play test this a lot, or I did play test this a lot, so it is functional, so don't worry about that. Yeah, here's where I fill in the floor up there, and actually putting the shuffleboard table in that area I just filled in, but I do that off camera, but you'll see it in the screenshots. But yeah, and I know that I'm probably going to have forgotten something that these lots are supposed to have. I don't know, like, what I would have forgotten. I think I put in, like, most of the things that came with late night here. So, like, I have a dance floor, I have a bar, I have, I have foosball, I have shuffleboard, lots of seating, I have a dance floor, there's a performing, there's like a stage for performances. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I have a VIP room with, like, the little bubble machine thing that's, like, obviously some sort of drug, but, it's a Sims, so they can't say that. I have all that kind of stuff, so I think I have everything. I don't think I forgot anything. So hopefully I have everything here. But anyway, I'm also putting in some neon signs, which I thought would be cool. And this whole wall actually kind of gets neonified. It's not a word, but we'll go with it. So yeah, I think these are from 70s, 80s, and 90s. No, actually I think these are from Showtime, but yeah, they're pretty cool. I didn't actually change the colors of them because I kind of like the colors, but they kind of go up and around the windows there. So look at that, how disco. Let's put this kind of grate there in the loading dock area. There's the disco light. That's cool. I actually put a chain going from the ceiling down to it because, of course, there's like no ceiling above this area because it's kind of open. but also some more neons, and then also some plants. And of course, I got in all the bar stools here. So the bar is very large. There's 2 bars actually, so that means there'll be 2 bartenders here. So that's pretty interesting, I guess. There's also a yellow horse, and yeah, actually I've been getting a lot of comments on, I think, the last episode about what's with the yellow horses. So if any of you who don't know that and have watched the half hour of this video already, I feel like I probably lost a lot of people along the way, but it's fine. Should have explained this at the beginning, but these things happen. Anyway, the yellow horse thing goes back, I think it actually goes back like over 5 years, where I just randomly started putting I found that I started putting the yellow horse object from Pets in all of my builds, and it just started happening where I just put it in, and then I started just using it as a decorative object. And after a while I realized I'm literally using this in all my builds, and then it just kind of became a thing where I put the yellow horse in all my builds, except when I forget. And sometimes I'll forget, and people will leave in the comments, "You forgot the yellow horse." I'm like, "Oh no, I did." So yeah, but I try to include the yellow horse when I remember. It's just something that it's just a thing that's been going on for 5 years. But yeah, anyway, so I think the first video I mentioned it is called Modern Elegance. I think it's a house building video called Modern Elegance. It's from 5.5 years ago. So if you dare go back that far in my channel's history, I think I mentioned it in that video. So I think that's the first time I actually mentioned it in a video. So it's been going on a long time. But anyway, you can see I just put in some booths in all the little weird corners. I put in a bunch of tables and chairs around. Also got in all the lighting here. So there's nice lighting and all that kind of stuff. So it's looking good. Pretty happy with how it's coming along, how it's working out. There's the chain there that's the thing hangs from. And I also put in a bunch of duct work here, which I thought looked pretty industrial and cool, even though it serves no purpose and makes no sense. But it looks cool, so why not do it, So I did that on the first floor and the second floor, actually. Also, this pirate flag, just because. And I guess we're going to do the bathrooms now. So, Whippy, here's the bathrooms. So, I guess Yippee. I don't know why I said that. That was wrong. Yippee! That's how you're supposed to say it with a Y. Gosh. Anyway, we'll just move past that quickly. So this is the bathrooms, or these are the bathrooms. Pretty similar. Kind of grungy looking. Got the cinder block. You got a lot of grays and blacks. You have the brick walls and also those really nasty mirrors. So yeah. And also some vents in there as well. But yeah, pretty much it. Also doing some soap, of course. Some soap and some paper towels. Always important. So getting those in. Nice bit of detail there. So just doing that. And then I think we'll move on to the VIP room, maybe? No, I guess not. Okay, well, we will in a second. In the VIP room, I put this bubble machine that's it's obviously a drug, obviously, but it's a sim, so we can't call it that. It's like how alcohol is nectar. But I put the in air quotes bubble blowing machine thing in the VIP area, and I also realized after I finished recording it needs to have stools to function, so I put those in. Don't worry. So yeah, but anyway, up here in the top, I just put some lights on the 3rd floor there, so it's a little bit of detail there, and also doing some outdoor lighting here as well, just some lights just on the outside of the building. Just for, so it looks nice at night, just for a bit of detail there. Also have a nice neon sign on the outside too, which I thought was cool. But anyway, we're doing the VIP room now. So, yeah, just doing that. Nothing too special here. It's kind of a small windowless room, not that exciting. It would probably be nicer to be in the rest of the place than that room, but it is what it is. Yeah, so there's that machine thing, and also some more seating in there. But yeah, so anyway, we're pretty much done here. I'm just going to do a few more details, but I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It helps me out a lot, and you can download these lots. There's links in the description below, and of course you can download Plymouth Isle as well. There should be a link to the overview video, which has a link in that video to the download page, so a little convoluted, but I'm sure you can figure it out. But yeah, so And of course, you can watch the playlist on my channel that has all the episodes. So if you haven't seen all the episodes yet, you can check them out on my channel. You can see the previous 30 episodes. And of course, I'm going to be doing house builds in this world as well. So you can check out my house design series and watch as I finish up this world with houses. But anyway, we're pretty much at the end here. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots that are coming up in a few moments, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.